Come on children, now we will turn to the axial skeleton. We will see one by one skull, spine and rib cage. See, skull is formed by the bones of head and face. See, bones of head and bones of face, they are included in this skull. And they are flat and strong bones because this skull is very important because it contains very important organ, that means brain, that controls all the actions of our body, and that brain is situated inside this skull, and it is formed by this bones of head and face, and flat and strong bones are there. It has total 22 bones. In head there are 8 bones. Head part contains 8 bones, whereas face part contains 14 bones. See, on this face part there are 14 bones. In all there are 22 bones. None of skull bones can move, only lower jaw bone can move. See, all these bones, they are immovable. They are immovable, but only exception is that this lower jaw, see, all our bones, we cannot move these, but only our lower jaw. In this way, this lower jaw, it is movable one. Then, it protects the brain mainly. The vital organ, brain, is protected by this skull. Now, the next part is rib cage. Cage. It is a cage-like structure in the chest. See, you can see that it is like looking like a cage, pinjra, chhatica pinjra. And this is cavity, skull is cavity, and this is chhatica pinjra. It is cage-like structure in the chest. It is joined to the spine at the back. See, at the back, these ribs, they are joined to the spine. You can see the spine here clearly. And see, this is the structure of spine. In this spine, a vertical flat bone, sternum, is there. See, this is the spine and this is the sternum. Here in the chest, in the rib cage, the main is sternum, and this sternum is a vertical flat bone, see, and this is a single one, and to this sternum there are 12 pairs of ribs. See, these are the ribs and there are 12 pairs of ribs, and these pairs of ribs, that means they are in all, they are 24. 1 plus 24, total 25 bones are there in this rib cage. It protects the important internal organs as heart and lungs. See, heart is situated here and lungs are also, both lungs are situated bilaterally here. In this way, this rib cage, it is very important. In our body, the smallest bone is present in our ear. The ear bone, stirrup, is the smallest bone, and that ear bone is very small. It is as small as the grain of rice. That much small it is, and that's why it is the smallest bone in our body. Its shape is like stirrup, that's why it is called stirrup. Stapes is the name of it. And the longest and strongest bone in our body is thigh bone. See, this is the thigh bone, and this thigh bone is also called as femur. This bone is the longest and strongest bone in our body, femur. Now, the appendicular skeleton. We have completed here axial skeleton. Now we will turn to appendicular skeleton. The human body has 2 arms and 2 legs. They have several bones connected by joints. See, these are 2 arms and these are 2 legs. and they are connected with each other by joints. Now you will think, what is joint? Joint are the places where two or more bones are connected. See, these two bones, they are connected here, that's why it is a joint. There are two or more bones connected here, that's why it is also a joint. See, this is a joint, this is also joint, this is also joint, this is joint, this is also joint. In this way, these joints are the places where two or more bones are connected to each other. Now these joints are divided into two classes, two types, movable joint and immovable joint. Bones of arms and legs are included in movable joint. See, they can move, and as per our will we can move these movable joints. And immovable joint, skull bones other than lower jaw. These skull bones, they are immovable other than lower jaw. Only lower jaw is movable, it can move, but other bones, they cannot move, that's why they are included in immovable joint. Now this movable joint, these joints are again divided into three subtypes. They are HBG, hinge joint, ball and socket joint and gliding joint. See, first one is hinge joint. Hinge means to the door or window there are these hinges. See, these are called hinges. In Marathi, these hinge joints are called Bijagiricha Sandha. It is called Bijagiricha Sandha. In Marathi it is called Bijagri. See, this hinge joint, it can move in 180 degree. See, it can move only in 180 degree. It cannot go backwards. Like in 360 degree it cannot move. It can move only in 180 degree in one direction. Only single direction. And examples are elbow and knee. See, if I want to move my elbow, I can move it up to 180 degree. But if I want to move it backside, I can't fold it. Why? Because it moves in only 180 degree and only single direction. It cannot move in the opposite direction. Elbow as well as knee. Knee joint is also an example of it. See, if I want to move this knee joint, it can move only in this direction. We cannot move it in upward direction. See, this is that knee joint. This is which type of joint? Elbow and knee? This is hinge joint, because they are having the structure similar to these hinges. If you want to open the door, it can also be opened in 180 degree only and only in one direction. So this was all about hinge joint. Now ball and socket joint, Ukhlicha Sandha. See, you can see here, this is the shoulder bone, clavicle, shoulder bone is there, and this is hip bone. These two are the examples of ball and socket joint. It moves in 360 degree and in more directions. See, we have seen elbow and knee, they can move only in one direction, but the shoulder joint and this hip joint, these are the examples of ball and socket joint, and they can move in 360 degree. See, I can move my shoulder joint in 360 degree and in all directions, in the more directions, but not hinge joint. So this is the example of ball and socket joint, Ukhlicha Sandha, because this is fit in this clavicle. That's why these are here ball and socket. Then gliding joint. Bones can slide over each other. See, this is an example of gliding joint, Sarakta Sandha. they can slide over each other. See, this is an example of gliding joint. Wrist, mangat, and ankle. Ankle is also the gliding joint. In this way, we have studied three types of joints. There are main two types of joints, movable and immovable. Movable joints are joints of arms and joints of legs, and immovable joints are the joints of our skull. But in that only one is movable, and that is our lower jaw. In this lower jaw is also called mandible, and upper jaw is called maxilla. Then this first type, movable joints, they are again divided into three types, HBG. Hinge joint, ball and socket joint, and gliding joint. Okay, it must be clear to you now, because I have explained them with the help of these teaching aids also and practically also. Now we will turn to skin. Skin is the outermost covering of the body. See, our skin, it is the outermost covering of the body. It covers the bones, muscles and skeleton, means bones. They are together included in musculoskeletal system, and skin is the covering layer of all these things. The outermost covering of the body is called skin. There are two main layers of skin, epidermis and dermis. See, epi means above. Outermost layer of the skin is called epidermis. This outermost layer of the skin is called epidermis. And dermis, layer below epidermis, layer below this epidermis is called dermis. Epidermis means the layer above dermis. Epi means above. And subcutis or hypodermis is the next layer to it. Subcutis, sub means below, or hypo means also below. This layer is below the dermis, that's why it is called hypodermis. And it contains blood vessels and nerve fibers. In our skin there are blood vessels and nerve fibers, and they are present in hypodermis. Sweat glands are present in our skin. They secrete sweat, and it is a salty substance that is secreted whenever we are exhausted, we are very tired, or there is very hot climate at that time. Our body should maintain its normal body temperature, and that's why our body secretes sweat, and then it reduces the body temperature. These sweat glands, they reduce body temperature, and temperature is maintained. Then melanin is a pigment present in epidermis, and it gives color to the skin, to the body. Melanin is very important pigment, and that is present in our skin in epidermis. It was asked by Amitabh Bachchan in KBC. It was the question of near about 3.2 lakh. Melanin, which pigment is present in skin that gives us color. See, in African people there is more amount of melanin, that's why they are dark in color. And depending upon the presence of melanin, if there is presence of sulfur, which color is there, color of hair, color of skin, it is decided on the basis of this melanin. Then in European people there is less melanin, that's why they are not dark in color. They are having fair complexion. Then functions of this skin are protection of our internal parts, bones, muscles and organs. These are protected by our skin. Let us see the functions of skin. Protection of our internal parts, bones, muscles and organs. This is done by our skin. It helps to preserve moisture in the body. Then synthesis of vitamin D is also done by the skin. It regulates our body temperature by secreting sweat. Then protection from heat and cold is done by our skin, and it is known as sensory organ of touch. It is Sparshindriya, sensory organ of touch. In this way, we have studied the skeletal system as well as skin, and we have completed our chapter number 8, the skeletal system and the skin. Thank you.